is not healthy. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, that's not something that I say. Other people say that about back care things, that flexion and rotation are sometimes not healthy, and it does allow for more mobility. But I also think that maintaining the natural curve of the spine is not flexion. That's just a neutral spine. So, and the places that can over-mobilize if we flex and rotate are particularly in the lumbar spine. So maintaining the thoracic curve or flattening out the thoracic curve doesn't do anything to protect your lumbar spine. And in fact, often what I see people do is they flatten out their thoracic, but they round their lumbar. So they flatten out all their curves, which, if you're worried about too much movement in the lumbar, is doing exactly what you don't want to do. So I think the unconscious things we do when we set out to twist are sometimes the opposite of what we're told to do to stay healthy. So if you want to not flex and rotate, then you should maintain your lumbar curve when you twist. And and I actually also think that when we flatten out our thoracic spine, we reduce the amount of rotation we get in the thoracic vertebra. So when we do this, we lock these into place a little bit. So then we don't get as much individual sliding in the rotation. So then the rib cage moves as a whole chunk. And if the rib cage is moving all at once, then what's going to move most is what's right below it, which are lumbar vertebrae, which are then more vulnerable. So maintaining the neutral curves of the spine, partly as an exercise in can I even do it, is valuable. And then also to see if what you're choosing to do in your spine, if you want to avoid flexing and rotating, or if you want to choose to consciously extend and rotate, it's fine, but it's different than maintaining the neutral curves. But I think particularly that thing of don't flex and rotate, I see people flexing and rotating all the time when they let that lumbar curve go and then they twist.
Because that's not good, because it brings more mobility.
It brings more mobility, and to flex and rotate generally allows the vertebra to do more rotation, which might be an issue. It might not. If it travels through and it doesn't get localized in one place and nothing is vulnerable, it's fine. We do a fair number of things where we flex and rotate, and it can be done safely. It's not automatically dangerous, but if we have a spot where we push into, if we have something that's not traveling through, there's one of those spots where it all loads up and it can't get through, then anywhere in the spine that's dangerous.